Hey, what's up YouTube? Arc Random here, and welcome back to League of Legends on the PBE server. And I guess I'm gonna be calling this the preseason videos, preseason patch videos. I'm not really sure what I should call these, but this is the first one, and I'm actually gonna be covering stuff out of game at the moment because there are mastery changes. We went a whole season without really any huge changes to masteries, really just kind of rearranging, I guess, last season. But for this coming season, we have new things called Keystone Masteries that are in the works. And honestly, I'm thinking a lot of these are going to probably be changing, specifically in numbers. Like they're probably gonna work similarly to how they are right now, but they'll probably either get nerfed or buffed based on what they are. Because some of them seem really strong, and some of them don't seem like they have very much impact at all. The thing is, though, these are the Keystone Masteries, and they give these really strong bonuses. They're basically available to you the moment you enter the game. So like once you get into a game, you have these powers. Also, they reordered them because this is the damage page, this is the utility page, and this is the defensive page. Oh well. Also, there's of course going to be all of the marksman changes and whatnot, but I will be covering those, basically going from marksman to marksman. Honestly, probably starting with Caitlyn because Caitlyn's just one of my favorite AD carries. So I'll be starting with her soon, maybe. I don't know. And I don't have an upload schedule for these videos because these are just going to come out as I play them because I want to figure this shit out. But I guess I'll just start with the Resolve tree, which is the defensive tree. Start with Recovery, which is, let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and point up and see what happens. All right, so 5 points. Plus 2 health regen per 5 seconds. I think that's actually weaker than it normally is. Plus 12 move speed in Brush or River. You take 2 less damage from champion and monster basic attacks. Can I take both of those? No, you can only take one. Interesting. So you can only take one of these two, unless you can only take one at a time. Plus bonus armor magic resist plus health regen. Okay, so this will be more useful later game. This will be more useful early game. This will be better for roams, while this will be better for jungling and probably in lane a bit. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Let's do this tree. Let's imagine if I were playing a fighter character. Let's who's a good choice? If I was playing Lee Sin, which of these how would I take this tree? So I'd probably take the health regen because I don't build a lot of resistances early on. I'd get this roaming. All right, so plus 6 bonus to all shields and healing on you. That includes life steal and regeneration. Plus 8% total, or 0.8 total health. 4% total health. Plus 8% bonus to all shields and healing to you. Alright, so if I was doing Lee Sin, I'd probably take runic armor. I don't know. I don't think either of these really work too well on Lee Sin. I don't think either of these two would work on a champion like Lee Sin very well. So, bad example. But if I was taking Maokai, I'd have a really hard choice because these would both be really good on Maokai because you'd get the bonus total health, which is a lot on Maokai, or bonus healing, which is your passive. So stuff like that. What do we got? Summoner spells have 15% reduced cooldown. That should be in the utility tree. Plus 50% health regen increased to 200% when below 20% health. That's awesome. That's fantastic. That is a fantastic mastery, and I love that very much. So surviving by the skin of your teeth gets you healed up. Also, it'd be great for jungling. If you play someone who gets kind of low in the jungle, you get that really nice health regen for a bit, especially combined with the recovery, which I would probably take on most junglers, unless I was someone like Tom, who I know I will get a lot of armor magic resist on. But yeah, that seems like it'd be very strong for junglers. Plus 3 tenacity and slow resistance, or 3%. Magic resist for each nearby enemy champion. So this comes up to 2 armor magic resist for nearby enemy and champions. 15% tenacity and slow resist. Wow, that seems really high. That's that'd be a grand total of plus 10 armor magic resist if you were in a team fight of 5v5. Nah, that's swiftness is just, that seems just way too good. Now, that's tenacity at level 1. You start the game and you have tenacity. That'd be super strong. Every 4 seconds in combat, your next attack against an enemy champion steals life equal to 3% of your max health. Every 4 seconds in combat, your next attack against an enemy champion steals life equal to 3% of your max health. So does that do bonus damage? Okay, so let's use the Maokai example again. So if I have 3,000 health as Maokai, if I go in and I auto attack a champion while this ability is up, would I do basic auto attack damage plus damage equal to 3% of my max health, and I would steal that? Or something different? Am I reading that correctly? And it's halved for ranged champions, which is the only ranged champion I could think of that would ever maybe hit this point in the tree would... I have a hard time saying this, even Vlad, maybe? I can't think of a ranged champion that would make it into 18 points into the resolve tree. And you still have 12 points available, which you have to put in another tree because you can't overlap these. Interesting. Okay. Every 4 seconds in combat, your next... Alright, cool. So I think I understand that. It might not do bonus magic damage. It might, though. Because, if I was Maokai, I just had 1,000 health. If I was Maokai, I would do bonus 30 damage and heal myself for 30 damage. Maybe. That doesn't seem very strong. 4 seconds seems a bit too long. I'm surprised it's not done by auto attacks. Like every time you auto so many times you get this. Or almost like Maokai's actual passive but weaker. I don't know. That'd be weird. Siege minions and large monsters that you or nearby allies kill grants you 20 and 10 permanent health respectively. 300 max. After reaching the max bonus further, nearby siege minion kills restore 100 health. Okay. So it's kind of like a condensed Scion passive that turns into a Trundle passive. Weirdly. Strength of the Ages. Okay, so it seems kind of useful. I think specifically it'd be really good on supports. Like if I was Braum or Leona or Tom support maybe, I would definitely want this ability. Because it'd give me 300 bonus health early on, which starting Targons would definitely help stack up. I'd get a lot of that health would stack up really quickly because after 3 waves, let's see, after 4 waves, would that have been 2 siege minions? Is that correct? After 4 waves, there would have been 2 siege minions. You'd probably be about level 3, and you'd have bonus 40 health, which is pretty good at that level. That wouldn't be too bad. That'd be kind of nice. I think that's cool. 4% and Bond of Stone, 4% damage reduction while near an ally. This bonus is doubled to 8% of the damage they would take from champions is dealt to you instead. Okay, I'm missing something. 4% of damage reduction while near an ally. This bonus is doubled, and 8% of the damage they would take from champions is dealt to you instead. Oh. Okay, so it's basically if you let's see, if you're a support and you're near your ally AD carry, 8% of the damage they're taking you would take instead until you reach 15% health. That's kind of nice. That's kind of cool. All right. Let's undo this tree. So that's the defensive tree. I definitely feel like the left side of the tree is a bit stronger than the right side of the tree, all except for Insight and Perseverance. I think Perseverance is just way stronger. Out of the 3, I think Strength of Ages and Bond of Stone on paper seem much stronger than Grasp of the Undying. I think on paper these 2 seem far more useful. Bond of Stone specifically seems very useful to a support, especially in a high-level play. I feel like supports would take this. But most of all, I think Strength of Ages would be a really common one on like specific tanks. I think that'd be a very interesting ability. Also, a lot of sustain. Very good for split pushers. I think like Shens and Trundles and stuff like that would take it. Now let's go on to the Cunning tree, which is the support utility tree. Let's see. So you've got your basic Wanderer, 3% movement speed out of combat, which is reduced. It used to be, I believe, 5% out of combat. So it's gone down. Savagery. Basic attacks and single target spells deal 5 bonus damage to minions and monsters. That's weird. That should be a jungler mastery. That seems weird. Okay. Oh, right, because you can't put all 30 points into one tree. So obviously you would have to have... There would be some of these that would be good for junglers. Okay, so junglers are always probably going to get a ferocity, one of the ferocity tree and one of the cunning tree to help themselves out. Okay, I got you. I see you. Oh, and one of... Okay, so, like, if I was to completely fill a tree, then I could put 5 and 1 and 5 and 1. And I could get that, or I could do all 12 and get 2 of these. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I like the way those fall. I like the way the amounts fall out so that you can reach that specific amount. Okay, that's kind of cool. It's almost like they planned that. All right, so let's take Savagery because it seems better. I mean, for support, you probably want Wanderer over Savagery because you really don't care about Savagery. Potions and Flask. Oh, they combined 2 of the masteries, the one that makes potions last longer, as well as gives you biscuits. So there's the biscuits mastery, and then buffs granted by jungle monsters at 15% longer. So another jungler mastery. Okay, cool. So the jungler things are really easy to reach, as well as the biscuits. Awesome. Once every 5 seconds, regenerate 0.3% of your missing mana, up to 1.5. That seems lowered as well. I can't tell you the exact number, though. It seems lower. That may be wrong. That may be the same, though. Merciless, deal 5% increased damage to champions below 40% health. That doesn't seem utility-y. Doesn't seem utility-ish, but that seems very powerful. Below 40% health, 5% increased damage. Man, in the late game, 5% is a lot. That's almost... If I was an AD carry, I would try and build up the tree up through here, probably. If I was an AD carry and I got my AD built out, I probably wouldn't put anything in here and I'd try and get these 5 points. That could be very strong. Maybe even some assassins. If I was an assassin, I'd try and build this, because late game, 5% of a 400 damage attack is bonus. I can't math right now. Like a little bonus 20 damage. Bonus 20 damage in there, so 320 damage. It's not bad. It's not a whole lot, but it's definitely nice. And I mean, 1,000 damage, 50. So whatever. Bandit, gain 1 gold for each nearby minion killed by allied champions. Gains 3 gold, or 10 if you're melee. When you hit an enemy champion with a basic attack, cannot occur more than once every 5 seconds. So they combined Bandit and that one that gives you, or Pickpocket, and that one that gives you gold for nearby minions killed. Huh. Interesting. That's kind of nice. That's almost essential for support, I'm sure. Champions killed as an assist, restore 5% of your missing health and mana. Dangerous game, of course. That's a good one, especially on reset champions. Assassins, love that mastery. Precision, which is the same icon as Tough Skin. Are there other same icons I'm just not seeing? I'm sure there are. I'll catch them, I'm sure. Gain 3 plus 0.3 per level armor and magic penetration. Oh, so scaling magic and armor pen. That's kind of nice. Your cooldown reduction cap is increased by 5. Gain 5% cooldown reduction. Oh. So you can reach 45% cooldown reduction, and you get that 5% for free, because they're taking the 5% off the Ionian boots and other things. Okay. So if you don't know, all cooldown reduction items have either been nerfed a little bit to make them around 10 or 20, or buffed to make them like from 10 to 20. Like the Iceborne Gauntlet is now 20 magic or 20% CDR. But it loses its AP, which I honestly think is a huge buff. 20% CDR on the Iceborne Gauntlet. Oh my god, Ezreal's gonna be a monster again, I feel like. Let's see. Storm Raider Surge, dealing 30% of the champion's max health within 2 seconds, grants you 35% move speed for 3 seconds. That's weird. This tree is almost supports and or assassins. Because that's a very assassin way to play, is flying. That's like this mastery just like glows Talon. Like Talon wants this mastery page really, really bad, I feel like. Your third attack or spell on an enemy champion shocks the area around them, dealing 10 damage per level, plus 20% of your bonus attack damage and 10% of your ability power as magic damage to enemies in that area. Okay, so it gives sort of a Luden's proc, almost. It's like a Luden's proc that scales off your AD and ability power, and the damage is magic damage. So there's that. And then you got Wind Speaker's Blessing. Your heals and shields are 10% stronger. Additionally, your shields and heals increase your target's resistance by 15% for 3 seconds when used on an ally other than yourself. So this is the Lulu and Soraka mastery. These are you want to put this mastery on your healers. Interestingly, I feel like certain champions really benefit from this kind of page. Like I think certain assassins like maybe even Diana really benefits from Storm Raider Surge, like Diana maybe, but there's probably better stuff in the Ferocity tree. But like Diana, Talon, people like that, while this middle mastery really benefits harassing supports a lot, like say Sona would benefit a lot from that, at the same time a little bit from Wind Speakers. But Wind Speakers is definitely for Soraka and Lulu and your typical shielding supports. Oh yeah. The Cunning page is very exciting, far more exciting than the Tank page. I'm going to be totally honest with you. The Resolve page, I'm sorry. And now we have Ferocity, which gives your typical 4% attack speed, which is reduced by 1 from what it is on live. It's typically, this similar mastery is typically 5% attack speed. Plus 2% ability and spell damage. That seems reduced. Both of those seem reduced a bit. I'm going to go ahead and put the Fury page up. Let's do Double-Edged Sword. Immediately deal an additional 3% damage. Take an additional 1.5% damage. Ranged deal and take an additional 2% damage. That actually seems buffed a bit. Maybe I think the ranged one seems buffed, but it also seems like it increased their damage. And then Feast. Killing unit restores 20 health. Has a 20-second cooldown. That seems different. Isn't it usually like you restore like 4 health for every single unit you kill? So if you were a jungler and you took red buff, you would... let's assume it's 5. If you were a jungler and you took red buff, by the time you killed red buff and the 2 little minions, you'd have gained 15 health back. But the moment you kill red buff, instead, you would be getting 20 health back immediately. So I think it's a bit of a buff for junglers. Killing a unit restores 20 health. I feel like it's also going to be useful for AD carries. If this procs twice per wave, like if you're freezing lane, if this procs twice per wave or more, it's a buff. But if you're pushing lane really hard, it's actually a nerf. Because with Feast, you would overall... Well, does current Feast only work on jungle camps? It might. If that's the case, then this is far better for AD carries. But if, as vague as it reads, I'm seeing it looks like a pretty useful ability in the early game specifically for AD carries and some top laners, I feel like. We got 2.5% lifesteal and spell vamp on vampirism. That's reduced. I know it is. And then 10 attack damage and 15 ability power at level 18. Oh, so scaling ability power and AD for natural talent. That gives both AD and AP? Doesn't seem very strong. Honestly, I feel like vampirism might be a little better than that. Because, like, why? I don't think it's worth the 5 points to give yourself 10 AD at level 18. I feel like that's not good enough for attack damage champions. Huh. That doesn't seem very good. I'm not sure. I think they need to buff that. I think like 18 AD, like give you 1 bonus AD per level and like 1.23 ability power per level or something like that. Just give yourself something like that. That might be a little bit stronger. Bounty Hunter, you deal 1% increased damage for each unique enemy champion you kill. So if you kill every enemy champion on the map, by the end of the game, you'll do bonus 5% increased damage. that seems good for like a jungler. That sounds like that mastery sounds like a mastery for Kindred. What do we have here? Oppressor. You deal 2.5% increased damage to targets with impaired movement. Oh, that's cool. Okay. So that's like that's an Ash Master. You deal bonus damage to targets with impaired movement, slow, stuns, snares, taunts, etc. Okay, that's cool. That seems really cool, especially for like assassins who are working alongside a CC jungler or something like that. I don't know. Neither of these two really stand out to me a whole lot. I don't think either of those really seem strong enough compared to the other rank 2 bonus ones. I feel like these are not as strong. Let's see. Then we've got the armor penetration. 7% armor penetration. That seems higher. Or magic pen. Okay, so you get 7% armor or magic pen for this. Those are straightforward, and I like those. I like those a lot, actually. I honestly would rather have these switched with the tier 3 ones, so that the tier 3 ones could be stronger. To be totally honest, I think natural talent should be much stronger and have these two brought down and give like 5% armor pen. But that's just me. I don't know. That's just kind of how I'd like to see it, but you never really know. Oh, it's bugging out on me. All right. Critical strikes heal for 15% of the damage dealt and grant you 20% attack speed for 4 seconds on a 2-second cooldown. Wow, that seems strong. That actually seems really strong. Okay. That might... Alright. Alright, so that honestly might be worth the entire tree. Because honestly, everything else so far, the previous ones for the Ferocity tree, this makes it like worth it for 80 carries. Oh shit, that seems strong. Your basic attacks and spells grant you a stack of fervor for 5 seconds, max 10 stacks. Each stack of fervor adds 1 to 8 bonus physical damage to your basic attacks against champions based on your level. So, okay. If you're at 10 stacks, 8 bonus physical damage to your basic attacks. So, if you auto 10 times in a fight at level 18, which is not unreasonable for 80 carries, easily, to reach that, by the time you reach those 10 stacks, you're doing bonus 80 physical damage. Correct? If I'm reading that correctly. That doesn't sound too bad. That sounds alright. For 80 carries, not as good as Warlord's Bloodlust, but it's a very interesting ability. I think it fits champions more like Aatrox, maybe? Master Yi, even? Certain champions like that, I feel like that fits them really well. Basic attacks. Yeah, that fits champions that don't build crit but attack a lot in a fight. That fits them very well. It doesn't fit mages. Yeah, that doesn't seem to fit mages at all. Unless you're like Evelyn. Like, I think Evelyn could use that because she autos and casts so many spells when attacking someone that she could get those stacks up really, really quickly. But that's really interesting. And then we've got Deathfire Touch. Your damaging abilities cause enemy champions to take 6 plus 50% of your bonus AD and 20% of your ability power in magic damage over 3 seconds. Area of effects and damage over time abilities apply half this over 1.5 seconds instead. That seems strong. That does seem strong. Okay, so these trees kind of fall out weird to me. So, Ferocity has really strong keystone abilities, it looks like. Like, Ferocity has really strong keystone abilities. But Cunning has some really cool utility. Like, there's some really cool utility in this tree. While the Resolve is basically only... I feel like the Resolve is only going to be very useful for, like, dedicated tanks. If you're not a dedicated tank, everyone else is going to take Ferocity and Cunning. Like, there's a little bit in here. Like, the bonus armor and match resist is cool. Health regen is cool. Like, there will be reasons to take some of these. But honestly, I feel like getting these keystones in Ferocity and then getting like the Dangerous Game or the Bandit Pass or the Merciless, things like that, I feel like those are much more worth it. Yeah, I feel like it's much more worth it to try and get these abilities. Cause let's see. Take 6 plus 50% of your bonus attack damage, or plus 20% of your ability power. Okay, so this is my first mage example. If you take Vigar, and you Vigar ult someone, and you have 1,000 ability power, no bonus AD, of your ability power, not bonus, yeah, of your ability power, because there's no one has base ability power. So if you're playing Vigar, and you ult someone, you have 1,000 ability power, you do an extra 200 damage with your ult over 3 seconds. Plus 6. An extra 206 damage of burn with Deathfire Touch. That seems strong. That's alarming. Like, that thought is spooky, the fact that Vigar would have that power. I mean, yes, mind you, that in that scenario, that is one of the few champions that will hit 1,000 ability power in your average game. But 50% of your bonus AD, that's a bonus. That's bonus 150 damage for a Caitlyn with 300 AD, 300 bonus AD. That's not out of the realm of possibility. That's reasonable if like a Caitlyn reaches 4 items in a game. That's reasonable. Doing 100 extra AD on her Qs. Like if she lands, well, it's area fed. Well, if she ults you, she does 106 bonus damage over time afterwards. That's not as scary as Vigar, but that's still quite a bit. That'll still hurt. And especially since that's an ability used to execute. Like I said, I don't think this ability will be the one AD carries take. That'll definitely be the crit one. But there are definitely some mages that will really benefit from this Deathfire Touch ability. Especially in the early game, if you have an effect like this. Because Brand, it'll proc for Brand like 5 times. Even if it's 50% of the effect, it still will proc 5 times in the course of his passive. So stuff like that. But yeah, that's the master page. I deleted a bunch of my master pages to like reset these and hopefully try and make some new stuff, but we're gonna see. It sounds like, I feel like in this season they're going to do a lot with vision and summoner spells, because we actually have a lot of activatable items and summoner spells, because we have a lot of new things that will affect cooldowns of summoner spells and cooldowns of activatable items and things like that. Like your Ionian Boots now reduce the cooldown of your summoner spells. So Ionian Boots plus Distortion makes you a top lane teleporting monster. Things like that. So I feel like there's going to be new kinds of combinations and things that will be seen in this preseason. But mind you, this is the very first day of the preseason that I'm recording this and looking at all these. And these numbers will probably change. These effects will probably stay similar. Some of these things may be rearranged. But Keystone Masteries, I feel like, are going to have a very big impact, especially on how people play the early game in the top lane and the late game with AD carries. Just looking at how these Masteries are laid out right now, because I feel like these are going to have the heaviest impact on top laners and support AD carries. A little bit for junglers, but I feel like junglers and mages, like mid lane mages, are going to kind of fall into the same spot that they have right now. If not, maybe a bit stronger from their masteries. I haven't even taken a look at the items yet, so we'll see. And hopefully in the near future, I will get a new gameplay up for you with one of the new AD carries. Well, not new AD carries, improved AD carries, I say. Because a lot of it looks like buffs. But with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more of my content, please subscribe to the channel. And if you like the video, go and like it down below. I forgot my whole outro. This is Dark Random, signing off. See you guys later. Bye.